Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Jason, the Money Hungry Picker here. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to list an item on eBay. Alright, so I'm going to give a simple step-by-step of how I actually list an item on eBay. You can use a mobile device like an iPhone or iPad or smartphone. I choose to use a laptop or a desktop because they give you eBay gives you the full desktop version on how to list an item, and to me it's a whole lot simpler. So if you're just starting out trying to list an item, I would definitely suggest you try using a desktop version of eBay, which will come on a laptop or a desktop. So what I'm going to list today is something very simple. It's a brand new Blu-ray movie that I picked up a couple days ago. I picked it up for $3 and I'm ready to list it. I've actually already taken the pictures. So once you've already taken your pictures and you're ready to list your item, you just simply want to go to ebay.com, and then up here in this search bar, you want to search for your item. So let me show you my item. This is my item here. It is a Blu-ray disc and it's called Sound Breaking. So the way you want to start out selling something is you want to try to find this item that somebody else has listed. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at their listing, and if it sounds really good, we're just going to use a lot of their information. That does a couple things. It keeps you from typing in a ton of things. That helps you to find a really good title for your item, which helps potential customers be able to find it. So let's go and do that now. So this is called Sound Breaking, and it's in the Blu-ray format. So I've actually already typed this in once, but we'll just go ahead and type it in. So in the search bar up here, you'll type in Sound Breaking Blu-ray and hit enter. Now ours is brand new sealed, so we want to make sure that we're only looking at brand new ones. So let's kind of look and see what people are selling theirs for. So here's one guy asking $26. Here's somebody asking $29. Now again, here's a guy asking $27. Now you want to make sure that these look like yours. Let's go back and look at ours. Okay. Yeah, these all look exactly like ours. Some people will tell you to scan the barcode and that'll pull up the item, and you can do that. What I've found though with only scanning the barcode is that you're going to miss out on what a lot of people list. And the reason I say that is because not everybody puts the barcode or the UPC label information into their listing. So if you're really trying to get a good idea of what people are asking for a product, or if you scan a product and it only comes back with 1 or 2 listings, you really need to manually type it in like we just did, because I would say well over 50% of the people out there do not put the barcodes in their listings on eBay, which means you're not going to be able to find it. And you want to be able to get an accurate idea of what your item that you're trying to sell sells for, so you can price it accordingly. So again, when you're looking through all these listings, you're going to see some crazy prices. Like this one here is $45.08, this one's $48.80, $34. I've done the research, and it looks like if you really want to sell it around $24.99 with best offer, or even a little bit lower than that. Here's somebody that's got it for $26.99 with $4 shipping. So what we're going to do is, since we know that these are ours, we're going to find one that's got a good title. This is a very short title here. Sound Breaking New Blu-ray Free Shipping. You want to find somebody that has really detailed it out, and it sounds a title that sounds better. So let's look at this one. Sound Breaking Stories from the Cutting Edge of Recorded Music, New Blu-ray. That sounds 100 times better than this one. So what we're going to do is, since we like the way this one sounds, we're going to go ahead and click on this. And now it's going to bring up their listing. And if you look, this person has sold 35 of these, and they got 3 left, and they've been selling them for $29.26. So again, we're still going to price a little bit. I'm personally going to price a little bit lower than him, because I want mine to be able to sell fairly quickly. So what you can also do is, when you scroll down, you can look. This is his information that he included, and this is really good. It tells all about the DVD. So what we're going to do is we're going to remember that so we can copy it. So we're just going to go ahead and copy this. And now what we're going to do, since we have this exact item, we're going to go ahead and click this Sell Now button. By clicking this sell now, it's going to copy a lot of his information, but not the description, but it's going to copy a lot of information over so it's less time for us to have to do things. So it already is going to pre-fill the information, a little bit of information for us. It already pre-filled the title right here, so we don't have to do that. The next step is a subtitle, but as you can see, that costs $1.50 to do a subtitle. There's really no reason to do a subtitle. I don't do them. The main title up here is enough for me. Custom SKU is if you sell a lot of items on eBay and you have your own bins. Like for me, I have a room where I keep all my stuff in separate bins, so when it sells, I know where to go find it at. So on this one, I'm going to put this in a bin that I have called DVDs. So that's the bin that I'm going to put this in. That way when it sells, I know where to go get it. Also, this line item here with your custom SKU, the buyer cannot see this. Only you can when the item sells, so you know exactly where to go to get it. All right, so store categories. This would be if you had, if you were selling clothing, electronics, and all kind of different merchandise. If you wanted to create store categories, you could actually put this into the category you wanted it. I don't have those, so I'm going to skip that. Variations is, if you have the same Blu-ray, but, one comes with an extra disc or something like that, or you can create variations here. I very rarely ever do that, so I always skip it. Here's your condition. This is your new, like new, good, acceptable. When you do brand new, they don't really give you a box to describe it. But if this item wasn't brand new, but it was in good condition, we could click good. This condition description note is where you want to be very, very detailed about your item's condition. So for instance, we're going to pretend that this item is used just so I can show you how to do this. So if the item was used, you would want to type in Blu-ray disc is in excellent condition with no scratches. Disc has been tested and works perfectly. That is a type of description you would want to put in for an item that's used. Now you'd also want to go on to say comes with original case, artwork. The artwork is the front of it, where it shows the sound breaking and kind of has some photos. That's the artwork. Manual, if there is a manual, and disc. Now, if you're missing something, you would want to put that in there. You can say extra bonus disc is missing. You want to be able to note everything. But we're going to go ahead and erase this. And we're going to go back to brand new because ours is brand new. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add the photos. So you come down here, and at this point in time, I'm assuming that you've already moved your photos over to your computer. So whether you took it with your smartphone or however you took your photos, make sure that it's on your computer at this time. So now you want to click Add Photos, and then you want to find the items that you're wanting to list. So if you can select both of them and choose both of them and hit choose, and it'll automatically upload both pictures for you. So you want to make sure you got nice, good, clear pictures. So when your pictures upload, if you want to look at them to make sure that they look good, all you have to do is click on which one you want to look at, and then you can hover over it and click again to enlarge, and it's going to show you what your picture looks like. You want to make sure it's nice and clear and looks good. And then there's an arrow over here where you can look at your next image, which is the back. And the great thing with selling media like this is you only have to take a couple pictures because it's brand new sealed, so I can't really open it up and show the customer what's inside. But if this was a used item, I'd want to take a picture of the front, the back. I would want to open it up to show the inside of the case. I'd want to show the disc front and back. So you really want to utilize as many of these pictures as you can depending on what you're selling. The more pictures gives the customer a better idea. But luckily, in this case, since it's brand new sealed, we really don't have to worry about that because we can't open it up or anything. All right, so we're going to scroll down to this part, and here's another great area by clicking the Sell Now button off of somebody else's listing. This is all filled out for us. We don't have to do anything. So right here under Additional Item Specifics, everything is already filled out. Now, if you want to look and make sure there's nothing that you want to add, like if this was an extended cut version or something like that and you wanted to click that, it wasn't clicked, you can go ahead and do that. So now you scroll down, and if you want to add anything, you can. You don't have to. Really, what this person's put in is the basics, and that's all you need. Most people looking for this movie is already going to know what they're looking for and know exactly what the movie's about and why they want it. So next you're going to scroll down to your additional item descriptions. This is where you're actually going to describe your item. So remember, we copied this person's description because we thought it sounded really, really good. Here is where we're going to go ahead and paste their description. All right, so I simply just pasted what we had copied earlier. All right, so we copied that other person's description and we've already got it pasted here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to read over it, make sure that the description sounds good and doesn't have anything extra in there we don't need. So this is the title of the DVDs, Sound-Breaking Stories from the Cutting Edge of Recorded Music, Blu-ray. Now I'm actually going to put a dash out here and put brand new sealed. Just to kind of emphasize this is brand new sealed, never open. And then you can just kind of read through this. He's even got the UPC code on here. He's got this awesome information down here about the Blu-ray. So all that looks good to me, so I'm leaving that. Now, I personally add a couple of lines below it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I always put buy with confidence, 30-day return policy. The reason I do that is because I do offer a 30-day return policy, and it does give buyers a little bit of confidence when they do buy an item, knowing that if for some reason, if it's not exactly what they want, they can return it. And honestly, I get very few returns. So hopefully that continues, but I always get very, very few returns. Now, the other thing I put down is item ships within 1 business day of payment. Now I put this down so when somebody's looking at it, they're like, okay, this eBay seller actually ships his item the very next business day. Now if you don't ship your item the next business day, because eBay gives you a couple of days to ship it if you want to, then you don't have to put that down. I just do it because I feel like it makes the buyer feel more confident that they're going to get their package really fast. All right, so the next thing we come down to is format. You can either do a fixed price or an auction style. Auction is where you start your item out at a certain price and you allow the eBay buyers to bid it up. What I have found on eBay whenever I have ran any type of auction is that the item always sells for less than what it should sell for. So what I normally do is I always do fixed price. And I always leave my duration at good to cancel. Actually, I think that's the only one you're allowed to do now. They used to have a 30-day one, but now I think good to cancel is the only one that you can actually do, which I enjoy that because I don't have to go back in and relist it every 30 days. It automatically relists itself. All right, so what I mean by 30 days, it'll automatically be relisted under good to cancel. If your item doesn't actually sell within 30 days, eBay will relist it for you without you having to go in and do anything. So it just makes it a whole lot easier for eBay to relist it for you. I always start my listings when I submit them. You can set it to start at a certain time and date if you want to, but I've never really found a reason to do that. All right, now here's a very important part, the price. You want to be sure that you've done your research and you know and you feel like you know what the item is going to sell for. Now, eBay is going to suggest a price to us. That price is not always accurate, so please don't go by that. Kind of do your research like we did in the beginning. Look at what other people are selling it for. You can also go under what's called sold listings. I'll show that in another video. I wanted to keep this one basic just to show you how to actually list an item. But you can actually go under sold listings and look and see how much the product is actually selling for, what people are actually paying for it. Because there's usually a big difference in what the sellers are asking for an item versus what the customer is actually paying. And if you want your items to sell fairly quickly, or if you want them to be the ones that the buyers are really looking at, you want to price it competitively because the buyers are pretty smart. They know how to look and see what things have sold for. So for this scenario, actually $24.99 is a very good price for this DVD Blu-ray. So I'm going to go ahead and type in $24.99. The next column is best offer. I always allow my customers to make best offers. Just going to give you an idea, best offer means that if a customer is looking at your item and they feel $24.99 is a bit overpriced and they only want to pay $22 for it, they can make you an offer of $22. Unfortunately, you will also get those customers who want to offer you $2 for it. No. You just decline those when you get them. Now, if you don't want to deal with offers, all you have to do is uncheck this button here, and now they cannot make offers. They either buy it or they don't. But I always leave the best offers on just in case I have somebody that just wants to try to save a dollar or two. I'm not going to hold on to the Blu-ray for another couple weeks trying to get $2 more out of it. I will absolutely let it go for a couple bucks less if I need to. All right, so the next thing you want to do is, and actually if you want to set something to automatically decline offers, you can actually check this box and you can put in an amount that if somebody offers you lower than this amount, it won't even tell you. It'll just, eBay will automatically decline it for you. So if you want to say, hey, anything below $19.99, I don't want to hear about it, you can put that in and it'll automatically decline it. I kind of suggest not doing that. Reason being is because sometimes people will come in and offer you like $15. They'll offer you a high price a lot of times. So in this case, they might offer $12.50 for this. And, I might just come back and say like, $22.99. And I've been surprised before when they actually accept the offer. Sometimes they're just trying to get a feel for how much you'll come down on your price. So it's up to you if you want to use that. Here's your quantity. If you had 10 of these, you would type in 10 right here. But of course, I only have one, so we're going to leave this at 1. Private listing. I never actually ever used it. So what private listings means is it allows buyers to remain anonymous when they bid on or buy an item. Their usernames are hidden from the other members viewing the listing and can only be seen by the seller. I never turned that on, so it's up to you if you'd like to try it. The next one's make a donation. Again, that's totally up to you. I never used this before, but obviously you can click this button and a percentage of your selling price can go to certain charities. So if you're interested in that, you can check that there. Next is the PayPal. I get all my payments through PayPal. eBay does have another payment system that uses credit cards. So if you want to use that, that's perfectly fine. Sales tax, I don't ever put that in there. So I'll let you do your own research on that, but I personally do not put sales tax on there. Returns. Now this is totally up to you. As you can see, I have domestic returns accepted, meaning anything in the United States can be returned within 30 days. Now it's also the responsibility of the buyer to pay the return fee. So if I sell something and it gets returned, the buyer actually has to pay that shipping back. Now there is kind of an asterisk here, because if the buyer gets the item and it's defective or it's not as described, which I rarely get that because I'm very descriptive when I list an item. But if they were to get an item and it didn't work and I thought it did, or maybe something happened to it during shipping, eBay will deduct it from you to send it back. But any other reason that they would choose under this format here, it would not. You would not have to eat that shipping cost when it comes back to you. All right, so I have it set up on 30 days. Again, you can turn returns off. I'll give you a heads up. Even if you have returns not accepted, which is one of the options, basically you don't accept returns, eBay will still hold you liable for an item. So if a customer gets an item and it's not as described, or it's broken, or it doesn't work, and even though you have no returns down, eBay will still allow them to return that merchandise. eBay tends to side with the buyer, in my opinion, more often than the seller. But again, I don't have a whole lot of returns, and I've been selling on eBay for over 7 years. So in the returns that I do get, I just evaluate them. If it was a cheap item, a lot of times I'll tell the customer, hey, don't worry about returning it, just keep it. I'm sorry it was broken, or sorry something happened in shipping. So, but you can deal with those as it comes up. But normally I don't have too many returns. All right, so now we're going to scroll down to the shipping part. Now this is the part that's going to take you a little bit of time to understand of how to ship an item. So the one pointer I'll give you here is anything that weighs 1 pound or less can go first class mail. What first class mail is basically anything under 1 pound. If it is over 1 pound, it has to go by priority. So in our case, this Blu-ray is under 1 pound. Now there's a little bit extra to this Blu-ray since you can send things media mail, which I already have checked here, media mail. And media mail is the cheapest way to send an item, but media mail has to be some sort of book or educational material or movies, certain types of media. All that can go media mail. So I'm leaving media mail checked here. Also, I always do free shipping, so I'm going to leave free shipping marked because that's the way that I send my items. Now, if you want the buyer to actually pay the shipping, all you have to do is uncheck the free shipping box, and then you need to come up here to this drop down, and you need to do calculated cost varies by customer location. So what that's going to do is, depending on where the customer is located, it's going to charge them based on your zip code mailing over to them. I don't do that, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to flat rate cost to all buyers, and then I'm going to click this free shipping button here because I always do free shipping. If you want to do a local pickup, that's you. I've actually never used that before, but that's totally up to you if that's something that interests you. Handling time. Here is when you can decide how many days it's going to take you to ship the item. If you want to build up a reputable eBay account, I would suggest doing at least 1 or 2 days. Try not to go over 2 days. The only reason you would want to do one of these extended shipping would be if you're out of town or on vacation and you're going to be gone for a while. You can choose one of these if you want to, but there's ways to actually put your eBay, if you subscribe to an eBay store, there's actually a way to put it on vacation mode. So I suggest simply do 1 day or 2 business days. All right, so the next thing that we see here is sell internationally with the global shipping program. I always sell internationally through the global shipping program, and the reason why is because it's simple. So if somebody from China is looking on the USA eBay website and they find an item of mine that they want, eBay does everything for me. They ship it to that customer, but all I do is ship it to Kentucky, and then eBay ships it to China or wherever internationally it's going. So I always leave this checked, and I sell a lot through this global shipping program. And again, when you sell it, it prints out a sticker that goes on the front of your package, and it always goes to Kentucky, and it's got a number on it where when eBay receives it, they know exactly what customer it's going to, and then eBay in return actually ships it for you internationally. So the only shipping amount that you're out under the global shipping program is just the amount that it costs you to ship it from wherever you live to Kentucky. Now, I don't know if they have more global shipping centers, so if you're like out in California or something, I'm not sure if there's one closer to you or not, but I'm in Georgia, and the closest one to me is Kentucky. And it's usually pretty dirt cheap for the most part to ship things to Kentucky, and then they take care of it from there. So the next one is package weight and dimensions. Now, you do want to put the weight down, and this can be a close guesstimate. So I'm assuming that this DVD with packaging is probably going to weigh around 8 ounces. You can change that once your item sells and you get to the shipping page. You can change the ounces. But what you want to be accurate with is how you're going to ship the item. So if you're saying that you're going to ship this item media mail, that's the way it needs to ship. If you tell them you're going to ship it priority, that's what the customer's seeing. That's the way it needs to be shipped. So I've got the 8 ounces in here. Now, you don't have to put your package dimensions. You can do that after you sell it and you get to that shipping page. You can put your actual dimensions in there. So the one scenario where you would want to put package dimensions is if you are selling and you're having your buyer pay shipping. The length, width, and height of the package combined can cost the customer a little bit more, determining on where it's going to and the weight. So if you're going to do calculated shipping, you'll probably want to fill this out on larger items. All right, so Item location, that's just where you live. The promoted listings is something that you can do later on if you want to. You can. There are other videos on promoted listings. I don't do those right off the bat. Volume pricing, I've never used that. So for me, this listing is free. The fees that eBay is going to charge me is free, and the reason that mine is free is because I have an eBay store, and eBay gives me X amount of listings a month for free. If you're new to eBay and this is the first item you're listing, it might cost you 99 cents or $1.99. So eBay will notate that right down here at the bottom. All right, so at this time, we have completed our listing. You can either go ahead and list your item now. You can preview it and read over it, make sure everything looks good. I highly suggest previewing your item and reading over and making sure you didn't misspell any words or you didn't accidentally type something in incorrectly. But when you're ready, you just hit that list button and it's submitting to eBay, and you'll get a pop-up window here in just a second that'll confirm that it has been listed live on the eBay website. There you go, success. Your item has been listed. So now it's ready for people to purchase. All right, well, that kind of covers how to list an item from step one to the end. Again, I really suggest using a laptop or a desktop where you get the full eBay website. Kind of takes you step by step. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. If you're into this kind of content and you're interested in how to make money online by going to thrift stores like Goodwill and any local thrift shops you would have and reselling items online that you purchase there, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and also hitting the bell so you can be notified when I come out with another one. So I hope everyone has enjoyed this kind of eBay beginner series. And thank you for watching, and good luck out there reselling.